that way in Philadelphia. We have undefeated teams halfway through the season in Indianapolis and New Orleans. Which one could stand the test of time and a Steelers-Broncos showdown in Mile High? Can Denver rebound? Can the Steel Curtain send them down again?
Welcome to NFL Primetime, presented by Radio Shack.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome in to another edition of NFL Primetime. We're glad you're here with us. Trey Wingo, Merrill Hodge, and Trent Dilfer. Guys, this sounds a little crazy, but by the time the Monday night game is done, we will be at the definitive halfway point of the season. The game tonight will be one halfway through the entire season, and we got a doozy to take us to the halfway point. Pittsburgh Steelers doozy in Denver, taking on the Denver Broncos. For more on this, we say hello to Susie Culper. Susie, we know Ryan Clark, the Steelers safety, will not play because of the sickle cell trait he carries. What more can you tell us about what to expect in these games tonight?
Well, there will be 3 defensive starters out for the Steelers, but that Dick LeBeau defense still looks pretty darn good, and it will be going up against Josh McDaniels' offense. Now, McDaniels told me that Dick LeBeau's defenses are some of the most difficult to prepare for, and what's amazing is, after all these years, they really haven't changed. He looks at his notes from 02, 05, 08, and they're basically the same as this week's notes. But what's amazing is you still can't figure out a way to beat them because they keep playing better. They keep playing faster because the players know it so well. And you feel like on the blitz, you have guys set to block, but they're just relentless. And that comes from Dick LeBeau. And LeBeau shared with us last night that the philosophy of the defense isn't about getting one guy free. It's about getting those one-on-one matchups that he believes his guys should win. So, Trey, the bottom line here is it's going to be a doozy.
Susie, doozy in Denver, and she will be there
liking
to win.
the doozy word today.
The doozy.
As always, thanks very much. Okay, listen, the Broncos offense, which had been really efficient, Merrill, for the first 6 games of the season, was really shut down last week in Baltimore. The receivers never got comfortable. How can they get back into that rhythm that really has worked for them?
Well, it's not going to be easy against the Steeler defense because, you have to look at the Bronco offense first. It's kind of like a horizontal offense, kind of like sideline to sideline. It's not a vertical offense where it goes goal line to goal line, and the Ravens took advantage of that. Just in the last matchup against the Ravens, the Broncos ran 13 screens. And that tells you that they are more horizontal, not vertical, and they struggled with their protection. First play of the game, back gets out of the, Sean Marino, the back gets out of the backfield, supposed to pick up the outside linebacker. Even though he's widened out, you gotta pick him up. Tackles struggled, Kalady on the outside, quick drop, quick pressure way too quick. And it even started inside. Guards, tackles, back struggled. No matter what matchup the Ravens created, everybody seemed to have a breakdown at times. This becomes very important because the Steelers are simply the best at football at creating those things. And here's one of the 13 screens that they ran in that game. So somehow, the Denver Broncos, all week, I know, will be working on pass protection. No Sean Marino from the back perspective, the offensive line and up front. And then somehow Denver must do something vertically to attack the Steelers because that is something that they haven't really done and they're really not that good at. But tonight, somehow they're going to have to do that or they're going to have the same issue that they had against the Ravens.
Well, they have the receivers to pull it off with Brandon Marshall and Eddie Royal as well as Brandon Stokely. All right, let's look at that Steelers offense now. Listen. They have been a unit that's synonymous with plotting and sort of getting it going. But, Trent, when you watch these guys play now, there are all kinds of weapons at Ben Roethlisberger's disposal.
Yeah, this isn't the Steelers you've been used to seeing for so long.
Or Merrill played for.
Or Merrill played for. This is a whole different Steelers football team, and it's unique because you have a quarterback at the top of his game, and now you have the perfect storm of a group of receivers that complement his abilities perfectly. And it starts with this young Mike Wallace. This is a kid that can absolutely take the top off of a defense and put air in the defense for the rest of the game. This guy is electric. This is a post pattern. That corner started 12 yards off. By the time he gets past me, 6 yards by him. By the time he gets to the end zone, what's that do? It opens up Hines Ward, who eats up the middle of the field as good as anybody in football. There goes Wallace in the seam, creating some space in the defense. Oh, who's coming? Hines Ward eating up the middle of the football field. Big plays and getting in the end zone. And then how about the Super Bowl MVP, Santonio Holmes, right?
Yeah.
I think he might be one of the best yaksters in the National Football League. A guy that gets yak. yards after the catch. Catches a short throw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So many defenders he makes miss. Every time he touches the football, it gives him that great element of throw short and get long. And then the guy Ben Roethlisberger trusts the most in the red zone, especially Heath Miller, a matchup nightmare. Ben completely trusts him, and he puts points on the board. I am so impressed with the weaponry of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's why you're seeing them, guys, spread the formations out a little more. Empty, single back motions. This looks like a run and shoot offense at times.
Run and shoot in Pittsburgh? Oh,
crazy.
Blasphemy, my brother.
I understand. I understand.
The most underrated group in football, would you agree?
Absolutely. In fact, I'd put them there with the Saints as a group that's at the top of their game in this league.
Wow. By the way, they have one other thing going for them, the Steelers do. Mike Tomlin, in his head coaching career, 4-0 on Monday Night Football.
Well, there you have it. They don't even need to play.
On their side. No, they still have to play, and we hope you watch them play. When we continue on NFL Primetime, we hope you watch us dissecting how the Cowboys and Eagles played in Philadelphia on Sunday night. And here's the question. Was it a tragic collapse or a miraculous comeback between the Chargers and Giants? Perhaps a little bit of both. And was there a little bit of a Monday night hangover for the New Orleans Saints? There might have been, but it didn't last the entire game.
Sunday Night Football on ESPN America. NFL Countdown gets you ready for a night of hard-hitting action. First up, the Bengals are in Pittsburgh to face the Super Bowl champion Steelers. The Packers host the Cowboys. And later, the Patriots face the Colts.
The Sheriff gets his man again.
Live Sunday Night Football on ESPN America.
Loads it up. Looking end zone. Has Lansmore back there. He catches it. It's a touchdown for the Saints.
And Breeze ends the season with 5,069 yards through the air. The second NFL player to pass for 5,000 yards in a season.
NFL on ESPN America.
The Lions' resurgence will be powered by the right arm of Matthew Stafford. This year's top overall draft pick is a classic drop-back passer with a quick release. The former Georgia standout should make an instant connection with wideout Calvin Johnson.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions. That's who you go to. Calvin Johnson.
And serve as the cornerstone for Detroit's rebuilding process.
See those guys over there? They're always trying to tackle me. They think they know all my moves. Come on.
Whoa. Get out of it, man. Can't believe you just did that.
Think again. Pick me.
Did you just run up us?
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Trey Wingo, Merrill Hodge, and Trent Dilfer. Guys, the last time the Cowboys went to Philadelphia, they lost 44-6 in the regular season finale of 2008 in a game that if the Cowboys had won, they would have gone to the playoffs. The Eagles won it and went to the playoffs. Well, they went back to the scene of the crime Sunday night, and let's just say things went a little bit differently for Dallas with first place on the line in the NFC East. Tony Romo and company trying to atone for that brutal blowout that killed their postseason hopes a year ago. In the first half, the Cowboys leading 7-6. Romo looking and goes to Patrick Creighton, and it's a big play, 64 yards down the field. Trent, what set up this rather large play?
You make a mistake, we make it pay. That's what the Cowboys do. Chris Clemens, Tracy White trying to run an overload pressure. They run into each other. They still get one free rusher, but they can't cover the seam. Tony Romo recognizes it and executes against it.
That would lead to a field goal. Cowboys led 10-6 at the break. Third quarter, Brian Westbrook not there. Post-concussion syndrome, so the rookie LaShawn McCoy in his stead. And you know the Eagles are a good screen team. This was a good screen. McCoy, his replacement, goes 45 yards, and the Eagles are in business in Cowboy territory. Later on that same drive, Donovan McNabb showing presence not only to avoid the rush, but also know where the line of scrimmage is, and he's just behind it. as he gets the touchdown pass to Brent Selleck. The Cowboys challenged he was over the line. Replay showed he was not. The Eagles go back up 13-10. Later in the third, still 13-10. McNabb looking for Jeremy Maclin, but Michael Jenkins is there with the interception, Trent.
Nice play by Michael Jenkins. The thing that's best about it, he shows poise. He doesn't panic on the double move, eyes in the backfield, locates the ball, and then plays the ball instead of the receiver.
Plays it like a wide receiver. All right, so the Cowboys will get a field goal there to tie it at 13. Then the Eagles had issues on short yardage situations. They go for it on 4th and inches. Andy Reid thought that the spot was bad. He would challenge it. In fact, he did this not once, but twice. He lost both challenges and loses all his timeouts. On the ensuing drive, it's 3rd and 14. The Cowboys figure they can't convert on a 3rd and 14. Miles Austin did not have a catch to this point, but he does now, Merrill Hodge, and he's gone to the races, 49 yards for a touchdown.
And why Miles Austin? He is the Cowboys' best route runner, and they take advantage of it. Look at the slant and go. Call it what? A sluggo.
Sluggo.
And they take advantage of Brown, but who helps Miles Austin uncover? It would be his friend, Tony Romo, with the little shoulder roll.
That worked really well. So now here, on the next possession for the Eagles, it's 3rd and 10, and if Victor Butler doesn't make that tackle, he may be off for the races, McNabb, for a first down.
How many times have we seen Donovan McNabb make the play that sends the Cowboys home a loser? Not this time.
So on a 4th and 11, they kicked a field goal to be down by 4, but now they're out of timeout, so all the Cowboys have to do is bleed the clock.
Yep, got to get one first down. What are you going to do? One-on-one matchup. Go to your most trusted offensive player, Jason Witten. The timing's there, the execution's there, and that's why they win the game.
And that was it. Big smiles all the way around as the Cowboys win 20-16, move into first place in the NFC East, a 4-game winning streak. You know, the turning point, guys, the fidelity turning point may have been you saw the Cowboys defense come up with a couple of big stops, although the Eagles fans would say that was questionable spots on some of those short yardage situations.
No, they would not question that.
But, Trent, there's no questioning what Tony Romo was able to do with the ball once the defense gave it back to him.
Absolutely. Big sign of maturity in a quarterback is how he handles pressure. You got to identify it, you got to process the information, and then you got to execute. And that's what Tony Romo did Sunday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. He executed at his best versus pressures. See, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to bring a little weak side safety blitz, draws them in, trusts Rory Williams on the slant. Then they're going to bring an overload pressure strong. He's going to recognize it, see the vulnerability in the slot, face the pass rushers coming free at him, and deliver a dime. And that's why they got big plays versus the blitz. Yes, Merrill, I said big plays versus the blitz.
Did you say big plays?
I said big plays.
Well, guess what? The Philadelphia Eagle offense, they are about big plays, and there were no big plays last night because of this Dallas defense, especially they're down 4. Their front 4 has been dominant for the last month at getting consistent pressure after the quarterback. Now, the Eagles are not a grinded-out offense. They're a big play, explosive offense. No big plays last night, and some primetime love to Jay Ratliff, number 90. He has been an absolute beast the entire season, and he continues to be their most consistent player.
A couple of sacks in the game and really disrupted things right at the middle of the pocket for the Philadelphia Eagles. Cowboys next at Green Bay. Philadelphia goes to San Diego. Lots more coming on this edition of NFL Primetime. When we continue, this just in, Peyton Manning and the Colts are still the Colts, and unfortunately for Houston, the Texans are still the Texans. And it was a game of halves, and once again, New Orleans won the half that mattered, which is the one after halftime. NFL Primetime rolls on.
ESPN America is your home for live college football.
Holy cow, what a play.
Every Saturday, join the Game Day crew as they travel across North America.
Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Covering the best matchups in the college football calendar.
Touchdown, Oklahoma. What a great call.
College Football Saturdays on ESPN America.
Need to find tickets for the big game or concert? At SeatWave.com, there are over 1 million tickets on sale now for all the latest live entertainment. And with all tickets 100% guaranteed, you'll find just the tickets you're after so you can catch all the action live. Buy and sell tickets at SeatWave.com for live American football, Autumn's Rugby Internationals, Muse in concert, and many, many more. SeatWave.com, the fan-to-fan ticket exchange.
Serum is without a doubt the national pastime of Korea. It's still one of the most popular mainstream sports. The discipline embraces the culture's 2 greatest attributes of the national spirit: strength and hard work. Serum is played within a circular ring which is covered with thick sand. The two contestants begin play in a standing grappling position, each grabbing a belt, known as a satbar, which is wrapped around his opponent's waist and thigh. It's the referee's job to make sure that they have the appropriate grip and that they don't have the postural or positional advantage over their opponent. The match is awarded to the wrestler who forces the other contestant to touch the ground with any part of his body above the knee. Unlike sumo, pushing your opponent outside the ring doesn't warrant a win, just a restart. Normally, professional Serum is contested in a best out of 3 style per opponent. But when the final contenders reach the championship round, it becomes the best out of 5. The winner in the end receives the Golden Ox, symbolising the strength and masculinity of the champion. Afterwards, they're carried around the arena in ceremonious fashion. Stay tuned for more amazing games right here on ESPN.
James Harrison has been outstanding all year.
The strip and sack by Harrison. James Harrison pounded him, and it's a two-pointer. James Harrison came in low. That's his patented specialty. James Harrison now is the Steelers' all-time sack leader for a single season. 16 sacks. Picked off James Harrison. He's running up the sideline.
That is the biggest play of this football game.
NFL on ESPN America.
Monday Night Football on ESPN America. Join us every Monday night for live NFL. Get ready for the big game with Monday Night Countdown. Then it's showtime as 2 more teams step onto the gridiron.
What a play!
For the Monday Night Showdown.
No way! Touchdown, Arizona!
Monday Night Football on ESPN America. Go to espnamerica.com for schedules and information.
Welcome back to Primetime. I'm Susie Colbert in Denver with this team report. The Steelers will be without 3 starters on defense. Free safety Ryan Clark, who suffers from the rare sickle cell trait, it's been talked about all week, will not play. 2 years ago, complications brought on by the altitude almost killed him. He was cleared by doctors, but Mike Tomlin felt that everyone would be so concerned about him that they wouldn't be able to concentrate on why they're here. Also out, defensive end Travis Kershke, who's already filling in for the injured Aaron Smith, and inside linebacker Lawrence Timmons. Watch for communication issues, especially with Clark out, since he is the quarterback of the secondary.
Primetime rolls on with an NFC South showdown. The undefeated Saints trying to stay so with a home game against the Carolina Panthers, trying to go 8-0 for the first time in franchise history. They did a great job on first down. They held the Panthers to 8 yards. Then on the second play, they didn't do as well. D'Angelo Williams, goodbye, 66 yards for a touchdown after 1 minute of action. The Panthers up 7-0. I think there was a seal here and a seal there.
Well, there's more than a seal here. Look at the movement, first of all. And then we're just going to circle here, and we're going to circle here. We call that the eye of the storm, baby. He gets right in the middle and gone.
Thanks for breaking that down.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, but on my better drawings.
By rule, you do have to give the ball back to the opponent when you score.
No, such an unfair rule.
All right, well, there's Drew Brees, and they can score often, early, all the time, but they can also score for the opposing team. Brees is sacked by Tyler Brayton. You gotta know where everybody is at all the time, Trent.
You're really doing one of the things that goes unnoticed about quarterback play more than anything else is ball security in the pocket. Drew Brees usually very good at it. There, he's not.
They would score a touchdown, so just like that, it's 14-0. Second quarter, Saints in the red zone. Okay, they're going to capitalize. No! Chris Gamble with a great interception, and he's finally run out of bounds near midfield. Panthers up 17-6 at the break, and it's over. It is done. This is a wipeout. Carolina had an 11-point lead at the half thanks to D'Angelo Williams, who had 115 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Carolina's D turned the Saints offense away on 3 red zone possessions. First time all season the Saints have not scored a touchdown in the first half. Oh yeah, then they play the second half. and that didn't really hold up in the second half.
Let's make some adjustments.
Yeah, let's make it the third play.
Like right here.
Yeah, this worked. This is Devery Henderson on a slant from Drew Brees, and 63 yards later, he's finally run out of bounds at the 10 by Chris Gamble. So on the very next play, Pierre Thomas, and those in New Orleans say, "We." In from 10 yards out, just like that, it's 17-13. Later in the third, it's 20-13. Reggie Bush makes a great play. Not a good play, a great play, Trent. It's nice to have receivers that have Velcro.
Yep, best 6-yard gain you'll see this year. The one-handed grab, a little athleticism, and gets upfield.
And it works. Okay, so now that same drive, Drew says, look, you go here, I'll go there, you go here, and this all results in a nice 54-yard touchdown to Robert Meacham. And just like that, an 11-point lead wiped out. It is tied at 20 going into the fourth quarter.
Well, you know what? When you beat them in man coverage, you get a little nervous about that, right? Trent? And then you go to zone.
Yep. Zone expands. Drew Brees recognizes, going to attack him in the seam where they're vulnerable, beats him with the throw, Meacham beats him with the catch and his legs afterwards.
Okay, and then it was time for the defense to shine, as we've seen New Orleans do several times over. Over 3 minutes left in the fourth, Panthers down by 3. Jake Delhomme sacked by Will Smith. The ball comes out. Anthony Hargrove, gobble, gobble, gobble. Saints take over, but we're forced to punt. But when you punt, you pin the team back, and the Panthers are there, and D'Angelo Williams hits the eject button on the ball. Hargrove, I got it. I got me a touchdown. And that's it. The Saints are 8-0, 30-20. They stay unblemished. This was literally the biggest game in Texans franchise history. At undefeated Indianapolis, trying to cut the division lead down. Dallas Clark and Peyton Manning had it working in the first quarter. Peyton threw 25 times in the first quarter alone. Dallas completed had 8 completions or 8 catches, including that one for a first down. Later on the drive, there it is again. Clark, a career-high 14 catches. Colts would score on that drive to go up 7-0. Now they're up 13-0 and about to really put the nail in the coffin here. Instead, Peyton's picked off in the red zone.
Yeah, you don't see this very often. Peyton Manning getting tricked by a coverage. Hardly ever happens. Got a little lurk defense with man coverage. Defender falls off. Peyton thinks he has an open alley. Doesn't.
Bernard Pollard with the pick there. So with seconds left in the game, Chris Brown to try a 56-yarder. The Colts tried the old let's ice the kicker timeout. He shanked the first one. So of course he makes the 56 one, and he's pumped up. It's 13-3 at the half. Third quarter now, the Texans at one point down by 13. They're down 13-10. Matt Schaub to Jacoby Jones, and that's over the top, 45 yards. First down inside the Colts 35. Remember, 3/4 of the Colts starting secondary not playing in this game because of injuries. 3 plays later, 3rd and 7. Andre Johnson not to be denied. 16 yards and another first down. Once again, a third down completion when they go to Andre Johnson.
Yep, Matt Schaub dealing dimes, and you have confidence to do so because you have Andre Johnson making plays for you every chance he can.
Slayton scores on a 1-yard run, so they take the lead 17 unanswered, 17-13. Fourth quarter, Colts running game had been non-existent. Then they give it to Joseph Adai. That's a run up the middle for 7 yards. Next play, that's Joseph Adai bouncing it to the outside, 12 yards. They're matriculating with the running game, and that leads the passing game open.
And you know what? They needed their running game to step up at this moment of the game, using a lot of their sprint draws, and then it helps this.
And then it helps when Dallas Clark can hang on after taking a shot
big time
like that. 17 yards and a first down. Then later in that drive, Adai is into the end zone. The Colts back on top 20-17, but there is still time. There is still time for the Texans to come back and perhaps win this game or tie it on a field goal. 48 seconds left. Schaub trying a comeback on 3rd and 1, and a nice play there to Kevin Walter, who gets out of bounds. 8 yards, first down, then pushed out. So they're getting into Chris Brown territory. Again, kicked a 56-yarder at the end of the half. 3rd and 2. Who else but Andre Johnson? 10 catches, 103 yards. So there's 1 second left. Chris Brown comes on to tie the game and send it into overtime, except the kick has to go through the uprights.
A wind.
Oh, there is no wind.
Oh, okay.
It's just no good. It was just nothing. And the Colts remain unbeaten. Houston falls to 5-4, 20-17. When we continue on primetime, Bengals, Ravens. History says Carson Palmer's probably going to come out on top. And it was, in this game a year ago, the Wildcat was unleashed. Well, the Patriots had an answer for the Wildcat on Sunday. His name was Randy Moss.
The new NHL season continues on ESPN America.
Onside of the net,
And every Saturday, we're bringing you a live doubleheader of hard-hitting hockey action.
Score!
This week, the Flames take on the Leafs in Toronto, and the Avalanche host the Canucks. A live NHL doubleheader, Saturday on ESPN America.
Adrian Peterson, he's the best running back in the National Football League. Adrian says, just give me the ball and follow me.
And that is all day Adrian Peterson.
And Adrian dragged a Titan into the end zone. Gets through the line of scrimmage. It's on the 20. Get in there. Touchdown! Adrian Peterson continues his assault of the Chicago Bears.
NFL on ESPN America.
Weather might be the reason Chicago's called the Windy City. Or it might be because Brian Urlacher knocks the wind out of so many opponents. In the cover two, he defends more passes deeper down the field than any other linebacker. And it's impossible to sneak anything by Urlacher and a swarming Bears defense which led the NFC in takeaways.
Hey, Peyton Manning here, quarterback for the Colts. Just want to thank the veterans. Appreciate all you've ever done to protect our country and protect us as citizens, and we truly appreciate all your hard efforts and support. Thank you.
Prime time rolls on. Chargers and Giants. First time Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning have played against each other since being traded for each other in the 2004 first round of the draft. It's a field goal from 39 yards. Or it's not. Not a great hold by Jeff Fiegels, and Lawrence Tyne doesn't even take the club head back. What? Just
I got nothing for you. I don't know what happened.
It was a little weird. Giants do not score.
Bad handle there.
All right, Eli Manning with a great drive in the second quarter. It's 3rd and 18. No way they're going to complete a third.
Never.
Unless wait a minute. Smith goes for 19. Now it's 3rd and 5. Listen, if you got me 19, I'm pretty sure you can get me 5. Steve Smith is a touchdown. Manning 9 of 9 on the drive, 4 of 4 on third downs. That tied it up at 7. Fourth quarter, things really got crazy. Giants trail 14-10, 2nd and goal. Manning, like Kevin Boss, all the time in the world to make this throw, and there's Boss with a touchdown. Giants with their first lead of the game. Remember, they're trying to avoid a 4th straight loss. 17-14, 3:30 to play, and, well, this is not what you want if you're Phillip Rivers. Picked off by Terrell Thomas, returns at 33 yards to the 4.
But this is why you swarm to the ball and you make tackles. Don't give them anything.
Yeah, they didn't. And listen, again, Trent, what did you see here?
Well, the route gets undercut. Phillip Rivers thinks he's going to get the deep crossing 8 route open. The defender undercuts him. Ball's already in the air.
So it's a 1st and goal. They give it to Brandon Jacobs, bounces off Chris Snee, and then tries to get in, and he's stopped on the 1. Things are going well for a clinching. Oh, no, it's a holding penalty, 10 yards back. So now it's 1st and goal from the 14. Remember, time's running out. They want to make San Diego bleed some clock. Little screen to Hakeem Nicks, and there's a lot of dancing there, but not a lot of forward progress.
Yeah, San Diego was prepared and anticipated that play.
All right, now they give it back to Jacobs, and Jacobs plows over a couple people. He's got 5 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal from basically inside the 10, and Jacobs picks up another 5, but they can't get in the end zone, so they settle for a field goal, so it's a 6-point game. Then Norv Turner talking it out with Phillip Rivers. Boy, he's been so good in his career late in games. 2nd and 10 from his own 39. There's Floyd. It's 1st down. We got things going. Later in the drive, Rivers always looking for Antonio Gates, Trent.
Yep, little quick game, little completion game. And what's that set up? I think you're going to tell us right here.
Merrill, is Darren Sproles one-on-one hard to cover?
Oh, why? Because he is so quick and lightning fast. No linebacker in football can cover him.
All right, so now they've got plenty of time here, and they're on a 1st and 10 from the 18, and let's just end it now. There it is. To Vincent Jackson for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Unbelievable, they brought him back.
The Chargers run a lot of double post in the end zone. Here they go, corner. Great route by Vincent Jackson. Gets the cornerback guessing, and that's why they deliver.
Camera kiss, 21-20. The Chargers put off the unbelievable comeback. Guys, there are 2 sides to this story. Merrill, we start with you, and a 4th straight loss for the New York Giants. This is a team that started 5-0. Everything was going their way, and now it's really gone the other way.
Well, you always have to go when you struggle like this to the foundation of a team. Well, what is the foundation of a team, and is it still intact? The Giants' foundation is their power running game, their physical power running game. When they can get that going, everything falls into place. Eli Manning's better. That defense is better. You control the whole tempo of the game. What's not been there? Listen, Brandon Jacobs is not the same. I played the position. I can totally understand this. I remember Christian Okoye, a big back like Brandon Jacobs is. Because you're so big, you take so many different shots that sometimes you just don't have the same juice. And he doesn't have the same juice he had a couple of years ago, and therefore the foundation now is somewhat eroded for the Giants, and it's affected their defense and especially their offense.
Listen, for a team that had Super Bowl aspirations, no team has ever gotten to the Super Bowl.
It's going to be tough.
Won the Super Bowl after 4 straight losses at one point in the regular season. Listen, the other side of this, hey, Phillip Rivers has done this on a routine basis now, not only this season, but throughout his starting career. When the pressure and the game is on the line, he responds, Trent.
He's absolutely money. In fact, if somebody asked me, I could pick a team right now, start a football team, what quarterback would I pick? I might put Phillip Rivers at the at the top of the list, considering all the other factors. Why? Because he plays his best football in the most critical moments of the football game, especially in the fourth quarter. He's making this routine. He's got 27 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter since 2006. That's the most of any quarterback in the National Football League. This guy is money. His team believes in him. They only rushed the ball for 34 yards on Sunday. You don't need balance sometimes when you got a guy dealing like Phillip Rivers.
You might or you would.
I don't know. There's so many good ones.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones. He'd be at the top of the list.
Because you know they're out there going, really?
He'd be at the top of the list.
I'm going to start texting him right now.
I know. I'm going
to get
killed.
Let me put it this way. He's on the short list.
He's on the short list.
There you go.
Always good to be on the short list.
Always better than being on the really long list
at the bottom.
Win really keeps the Chargers still in the hunt for the AFC West crown. Meanwhile, through 8 games, the Bengals simply own the AFC North, and they've gone out of their way to prove it. Bengals going for a season sweep against the Baltimore Ravens, having already won in Baltimore. Chad Ochocinco sent out deodorant to Ray Lewis and the other Ravens defensive players, saying that was the only way they could cover him.
Getting a little love to Eric Ball there, former Bengal player.
He's a marketing genius. Carson Palmer hands it off to Cedric Benson, huge hole up the middle. This is no surprise. Benson has been phenomenal 21 yards later. And then when did Andre Caldwell become the touchdown machine for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Since they played the Ravens a few weeks ago.
That's exactly right. Bengals up 7-0. Later in the first 3rd and 6, Palmer to Chad. How, who, what, how does that pat in safety corner, what? Help me, Trent.
Unbelievable. Absolute dime to get it over the corner before the safety on the sideline, one of the hardest throws in all football.
All right, next play, Ochocinco lined up on the other side, and, well, you love it when you have a guy willing to go that extra mile to make the catch.
You know what? You need receivers that are going to make big-time catches for it, because it's not always going to be pretty in the pocket. You're not always going to be able to hit him right in the hands, and Chad has been doing that.
And then Cedric Benson will hit you in the mouth. 117 yards, Bengals up 14-0. 2 games, over 100 yards for Benson rushing against the Ravens defense. Third quarter, it's 17-0. Carson Palmer going for Chad on the sidelines, and well, he was ruled out of bounds, and you see his foot come down. So perhaps they're going to look at this and figure out what's going on, but as they're looking at it, Chad says, maybe a little dollar.
But only get a Benjamin Franklin or something to make it worthwhile.
I think that's the problem. Chad, please explain your actions.
Well, I was going to give him the dollar just to bribe him. Ref, just give me the call, give me the catch. We need this one. And I might get fined anyway. Mr. Goodell, I'm sorry. I'm just having fun.
Again, it was ruled to catch. The Ravens challenged it, and it went the way of the Ravens, not the way of the dollar bill. Okay, Ravens couldn't get anything going. That offense has been so good at times, and boy, the Bengals defense has just been unbelievable. LaRon McClain is somewhere under that massive humanity of 4 Bengal defenders. Later in the game, 2nd and 5, Flacco to Ray Rice. Ray Rice can't even get anywhere near the line of scrimmage.
But look at the penetration.
What does that
Everybody's
kill?
to the ball. Kills the running game.
Exactly right. You could make a case that the 2 Bengal corners are working at a higher level than anybody right now. Leon Hall? No, that's for me, not for you, Derek Mason. Gets the interception. So if Leon Hall has one, you know Jonathan Joseph wants one too. Flacco looking for Clayton, and Jonathan will now say, we're even. I've got mine. Unbelievable adjustment.
Well, you know what? The moment of truth, play the ball in the air. Both guys have that opportunity, but not in this case. Defensive players win.
And once again, the Bengals beat the Ravens, sweeping the season series 17-7. Guys, Carson Palmer now 8-3 in his starting career against the Baltimore Ravens. And that defense continues to step up, Trent. Statistically just in the middle of the pack, but don't tell that to the Ravens. In 2 games, they only got 21 points.
Yeah, the stats lie, especially defensive stats, because it talks about yards. Defensive football is about getting off the football field, and that's what the Cincinnati Bengals defense does. They do a great job on third down of forcing the hand of the opponents. They pressure with a purpose, and they know how to play man coverage, and that's what you have to be able to do on third down. Talk about pressuring with a purpose. It's not always about getting free runners to the quarterback. Sometimes it's about creating matchups, and what you see here is a matchup inside that favors the Cincinnati Bengals. You see Johnson splitting the double team because of confusion. He gets to Flacco. Flacco can't deliver the ball versus the fire zone. One-on-one matchup here. This pressure designed to get the safety matched up on the back, and the safety wins, knocks Ray Rice back into Joe Flacco. He has to get off his spot, throw the ball out of bounds. Talk about playing man-on-man defense. I got you, and you're not going to get past the chains. That's what the Cincinnati Bengals do on the third and shorts. Those situations where you're supposed to win on offense, the Cincinnati Bengals is as good as anybody getting off the field, getting the ball back to their offense.
Did you say get off the field?
Get off the field.
Defense is getting off the field, right?
Yeah.
Okay, stay with me on that.
Okay, I'm with you.
This is why. Because, everybody knows I love the running game. Not just because I played running back, and not because every team that wants to win a championship must need a factor back. I'm going to prove why it's so important, not just to the offense, but to the defense. Let's first talk about Cedric Benson. He is the most patient runner in football, and it pays off based on the wrinkle that the Bengals chose to use against the Ravens. Now, the tight ends flexed a little bit. Very important there because as they snap the ball, tight end releases. Benson's going away, but now Suggs, their best player, he's got to play both. Seal here and a seal there and an alley there, and Benson hits it. But here's why I wanted you to stay with me. When you have a running game going like the Bengals did, they were on the field, their offense, 40 minutes. Does that tell you how long the defense was on the field? 20 minutes. It's easy to play great defense when you're not on the field very much.
Good math.
And that is why it's second grade math, actually. It's paid off for me. But I would tell you this, that's why the running game impacts both sides. The only position and only phase of the game that does that. When you can do that, you're going to win yourself a championship.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. Whenever Merrill says, now stick with me for a second, everybody on the set and in the control room gets a little nervous. But it made perfect sense.
Didn't it? Okay, so it made perfect sense.
Yes.
Cool. We're
Bengals
cool.
6-2, 4-0 in their division. Now they go for a season sweep next Sunday against the Steelers, something they have not done.
Good luck.
Only once since 1991. Yeah, remember that whole Wildcat thing that the Dolphins unleashed last season when they went to New England early?
Just a phase.
Well, they're still doing it. And the Dolphins were trying to have the same success they had last year when they went to Foxborough. Pat White getting in. Get some snaps at quarterback. And of course, most of the time when he's in there quarterback, he's not going to throw it. He's going to run it. Goes to the left side and cuts it back to the middle for a pickup of 33 yards. So now you got to respect White, not only throwing it, but also running it. And this is where the Wildcat gets into that trickeration. And it's just an option play, but you don't know who to take.
That's right. Shotgun load option.
Shotgun load option. You know what it is? It's 6 points is what it is. 15-yard touchdown for Ricky Williams. Tied it up at 10. There may be no more versatile offensive player in football than Ronnie Brown. You name it, he can do it. He can run it, as he does here. Sweeps, gets inside. Gain of 1 on the very next play. Ronnie Brown, directional snap, and spins. Can't get it there. All right, so they've stuffed him. Ronnie Brown, you're not going to get anything done on the Wildcat out of us. We are ready for you. It's the very next play, though. And what have we not seen Ronnie Brown do yet?
Throw the ball. He's left-handed, too, by the way.
Left-handed.
Look at the poise in the pocket.
Joey Hanos with a touchdown.
Staring down the gun barrel and taking a shot as he delivers.
17-10. Later third quarter, Chad Henne out as a wide receiver. They tried trickeration, and Adalys Thomas says, I'm not fooled at all. Broken play stalls the drive, loss of 11. Then you have Randy Moss going up against Vontae Davis. He's a rookie. He's very good, but Randy Moss is, Randy Moss. Now that was Vontae Davis, though. Tips and intercepts, okay? So we got an early shot for the rookie here. Things going his way. Great coverage, by the way.
Great job by Vontae Davis. We saw us all day long by corners, going up and playing the ball better than receivers. Very impressive.
So the Patriots were so impressed, they said, fine, do it again. And you know what? Didn't happen again. Oh, are you kidding me? You're kidding me, right?
It's a good old-fashioned 9 route. Makes it look so easy with the one-handed grab, just nonchalantly. Hey, I'll reach out and get that. That's mine.
I got it. It's not a problem. Third quarter now. 17-16 Miami on top. Brady to Moss. Get what? Stiff arm is a good weapon, right?
Very good weapon, because now it creates even more separation. Slows down the one guy, gives you a little more speed on the other end.
71-yard touchdown. Patriots win 27-17. When we continue on NFL Primetime, Atlanta trying to avoid their first game losing streak under head coach Mike Smith. D'Angelo Hall, former Falcon, and the Redskins, the invited guests. And is it too early to say Cardinals-Bears, someone was who we thought they were, and they didn't let him off the hook?
Monday Night Football on ESPN America. Join us every Monday night for live NFL. Get ready for the big game with Monday Night Countdown. Then it's showtime as two more teams step onto the gridiron.
What a play!
For the Monday Night Showdown.
No way! Touchdown, Arizona!
Monday Night Football on ESPN America. Go to espnamerica.com for schedules and information.
Megatron! Calvin Johnson! How about that? That guy's a stud. It's like that Frogger game. He just whoop, 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 found the end zone. Orlovsky takes and throws left side once Calvin goes up, pulls it in. Touchdown, Detroit Lions.
NFL on ESPN America.
This year, the world's first global election is taking place. An election between Earth and global warming. On December 16, world leaders are meeting in Copenhagen to vote on taking action against global warming. It's time to make our voice heard as one global people, to make sure world leaders vote Earth. Visit earthhour.org to show your vote, because global warming is not about what country you're from, it's about what planet you're from.
Devin Hester, the Chicago Bears' dynamic return man, added wide receiver to his list of abilities in 2008. After hauling in his first receiving touchdown of the year in Week 3, Hester took over as a starter and showed why he is one of the most explosive players in the NFL. With new quarterback Jay Cutler at the helm, Hester looks to become one of the NFL's premier receiving weapons.
Hi, this is Jackie McMullen from Around the Horn, and you are watching ESPN America.
Welcome back to Primetime. I'm Susie Colbert in Denver with this team report. What a week it's been for 15-year veteran cornerback Ty Law. On Tuesday, his wife gave birth to a baby girl. On Thursday, Josh McDaniels called and asked him if he wanted to be a Bronco. He arrived Friday night and practiced Saturday. When we asked McDaniels if he'll play tonight, he said, "You bet." He arrived in good condition, and similar to a situation with the Jets last year, he thought he'd only get 10 plays in his first game, wound up with 57 against Randy Moss. Well, Law said this year he's a year older, and add in the altitude, he'll be the guy with the oxygen tank next to him.
Susie, thanks. He's going to have to go up against Ben Roethlisberger. And how good has Big Ben been on play action this season? Well, how about 25 for 29, 429 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a perfect passer rating of 158.3. Tutacito. Primetime rolls on. Cardinals, Bears. Remember that epic Monday nighter in 2006 when Arizona at home couldn't finish off the Chicago Bears? Well, Anquan Boldin, not part of this one, ruled inactive. Early first quarter, there is no score. Now, Tim Hightower takes off the middle for a gain of 13, but at the end of the play, what's important is that.
The business. Getting the business, and the officials right there, not good.
Tommy Harris just hits Deuce Latouille in the face. He's ejected on sportsmanlike conduct. He has since apologized. Later in the drive, 3rd and 3, Kurt Warner to Larry Fitzgerald. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this was never broke all game. Cardinals up 7-0. Later in this first, tied at 7, effort. Larry Fitzgerald. Effort!
And a whole lot of talent to go with the effort. That is a phenomenal catch.
Those two things together usually work really well. Early second quarter, Arizona up 14-7. If it ain't broke, don't fix it! Warner, Fitzgerald, nice footwork to get around the pylon. 4 TDs in the first half for Kirk. Cardinals up 31-7. Larry had a couple. All right, so they're up big. Let's bring in Matt Leinart. Their first-round pick in 2006.
Could be a tad too early.
He threw one pass. This was it. Looking for Fitzgerald, Zach Bowman with a pick. 39 yards to the Cardinals, 28. Okay, so now Ken Wisnen says, listen, just stay warm. Just in case, they score, things get close. 3rd and 2. Cutler to Olsen, who had many touchdowns as well. 34-21. Kurt, get ready. Under 5 minutes to play. Kurt Warner back in the game. Steve Breston, that's a touchdown. Warner 22 for 31. 5 touchdowns a week after he had 5 interceptions, 41-21.
I'd also like to say, compliment the Bears too, because they played hard and they came back. And the last thing I'll say is we didn't let them off the hook.
See, that's Ken Wisner channeling Denny Green. The Bears are who we thought they were. You got to work harder on that mic slap, because Denny was more angry when he slapped the microphone.
That's the difference between a winner and a loser.
There you go. Well, all right, we go inside the numbers. Let's exclude the strike-shortened season of 1982.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Excluding that, the Cardinals franchise has not finished a season with a winning road record since 1976. They're 4-0 right now. The Cards, thanks to their great road record, have a 2-game lead in the NFC West over the 49ers and the Seahawks. Packers, Bucks, and let's all say it right now, Creamsicle looks good.
Yeah.
Love those Trent,
uniforms.
you played in those uniforms once.
Tick. Look at them. You keep jerking like
flinching?
Flinching like I'm getting sacked.
Well, this is normally what happened to your team when they were in this color. Geno Hayes comes in untouched.
Yeah, we need to be aware on your up back. The guy
That's
who's
one guy you got to block.
the punter in the A gap, you must block him.
Rondé Barber picks it up 31 yards. Game tied at 14. Fourth quarter, Clifton Smith. Remember Clifton, that cheap shot from Dante Wesley a few weeks back? And nice to see him back and going. And does not go out of bounds. Keeps running. 83 yards to the Packers 17. The Bucs set up with great field position. Now remember, this is Josh Freeman, the rookie quarterback, the other rookie quarterback taken in the first round, getting his first start. They're down 28-17. Freeman buying time, scrambling, making something happen to Kellen Winslow. Gets there for the touchdown, 2-point conversion, no good, so it's a 5-point Packer lead, 28-23. Later in the fourth, these two had something going on. Freeman to Winslow, 22 yards up the sidelines. And later in that same drive, on 3rd and 7, Freeman, Michael Clayton makes an adjustment for a game of 29. Now it's 4th and 4. They got to score. They got to get something done. And Sammy Strotter, unbelievable. The Bucs take the lead.
This is an absolute dime. Little double move, get the ball up over the corner, into the back of the end zone. Great play by Josh Freeman.
They would get the 2-pointer this time to go up 31-28. So now it's 4th and 12. Aaron Rodgers got to do something, and he does. It's a tip drill to Tanar Jackson. Watch Jackson's teammates. Get down! Get down! Just get down! Tanar Jackson did not get down.
Jackson's like, come help me.
He is into the end zone, and that's it. 38-28. The Bucs finally win. They are off the schneid, and this never gets old. It's like Gasparilla, baby, in downtown Tampa, up and down Bayshore Boulevard. The defeateds are over. Everybody's got one at this point. Congratulations, Tampa. When we continue on NFL Primetime, Michael Turner grinding out yards for the 2nd straight week, this time at the expense of the Redskins. And you know what? I think you have to say it. So far, this Vince Young starting thing in Tennessee, working out pretty nicely.
ESPN America is your home for live college football.
Holy cow, what a play.
Every Saturday, join the Game Day crew as they travel across North America.
Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Covering the best matchups in the college football calendar.
Touchdown, Oklahoma. What a great call.
College Football Saturdays on ESPN America.
Detroit's Gordie Howe, who earlier in the season had broken the NHL lifetime scoring record with his 545th goal, was still the master, and he proved it time and time again.
David Amber, joined by Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe. Gordie, of all the incredible accomplishments you had in your NHL career, what are you most proud of?
Longevity.
So let's just call him one of the all-time greats of the hockey world. He proves it year after year.
And it didn't hit me at the time what I was after, and I got into start scoring a few goals, and then I found out that I was leading. And I said, this is bad at all, you know. The Red Wings didn't push me out, but they kind of hinted it too. I went down to Houston and have a ball down there, and then with the two boys, Marty and Mark, and then the longevity snuck in there again. So I went for another 5 years. So it's, I think I'm paying for it now. My two knees almost make noise when I walk, and my wrists are sore and my ribs, and it's kind of stupid on that kind of play. I got no weight.
What kept you going? Because you suffered so many incredible injuries, enough that would have knocked out your average player. Why did you keep going?
I love the game.
In 2008, the Super Bowl champion Steelers boasted the #1 defense in the NFL. Pittsburgh held opponents to a league-low 13.9 points per game and allowed the fewest passing yards and second fewest rushing yards in the league. Led by perennial Pro Bowler Troy Polamalu and 2008's NFL Defensive MVP James Harrison, expect more of the same from the Steel Curtain in 2009.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon.
And I'm Tony Kornheiser. We are the crass American hosts of PTI, and we demand that you watch us on ESPN America.
Every day we bicker about the major American sports issues of the day.
Are we getting any extra pay for this?
No.
So why exactly are we doing it?
To bring the world a little closer together.
I prefer cash, thank you.
Catch PTI on ESPN America.
I'm not saying another word until we get paid.
PTI.
Primetime rolls on. Skins Falcons. Atlanta trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. Washington probably a good team to play if that's what you're facing.
You think?
Well, this season, yes. Michael Turner, who got off to a slow start, he's not slow anymore.
Yeah, and he heard those rumblings, and he said, that'll be enough of that. Started on Monday night, and he continues.
30-yard touchdown. Former Falcon D'Angelo Hall, a spot cross, a tad miffed, a bit irked. He would be more tad miffed, irked, and all that stuff.
Look at this. Balance, agility, power,
D'Angelo Hall,
strength,
one of those things.
kindness, love, patience,
mercy,
let guys get ahead of you.
Whatever.
The whole thing.
166 yards on 18 carries, 2 touchdowns.
I'm overwhelmed right now.
Well, just stay that way. This thing's got a little chippy here toward the end of the half. That's Matt Ryan.
That's a late hit.
That's a late hit on LaRon Landry, and they get the flag. And then, look, D'Angelo Hall suddenly gets involved. And there's head coach Mike Smith saying, what are you doing? The league is looking into this scrum. By the way, eventually Albert Hainsworth, for reasons unknown to man, comes in, gets another penalty. Both given personal fouls.
Before?
Mike Smith and the Falcons win 31-17. Titans, Niners. Vince Young 1-0 as a starter so far this season, looking to make it 2-0. This one's on the road. Titans down 3. Vince Young, this is a nice throw, Merrill.
Maybe his nicest throw of his career.
49 yards to Justin Gage, led to a field goal. Second quarter, tied at 3. You know Vince can do this. Running, 7 yards, touchdown. The Titans, are we seeing a winning streak up 10-3? Third quarter, Titans down 7. Always a good idea to screen pass to Chris Johnson.
This is the guy you better take care of if you're going to beat the Titans. Just because that cat is electrifying.
So fast. 16 yards, they got a touchdown there. Titans down by 3, 2017. You know what? Let his receiver, Trent, go up and get a play, just Gage.
And he actually throws it away from the defender he's looked at. That's the backside safety getting over there late. Nice play.
He was 12 of 19, 172 yards, no TDs, no picks. And how does Chris Johnson make this play?
Yeah, who did I say you're going to have to defend?
Chris Johnson.
Electrifying.
Around the end. Titans have won 2-0 ever since Peyton Manning's jersey was on Jeff Fisher. 34.
Feels like a winner now.
27. He sure does. These teams probably don't feel like winners. The game of the week.
Over here, scratch.
You all right?
Yep.
All right, Matthew Hasselbeck and the Seahawks trying to end a 2-game losing streak hosting Detroit. Third quarter, Seattle down by 1. They'll pitch to Seneca Wallace to TJ Hushmanzada, and he makes the catch inside the 20. Later on that drive, Matthew looking for TJ Hushmanzada. In this game, Matthew became the all-time leading franchise leader for Seattle in completions.
Congratulations. Well deserved.
First 300-yard game of the season, Seahawks lead 22-17. Now, Matthew Stafford is going to have a fine career. He did not have a fine afternoon. Interception picked off by David Hawthorne.
That's all right, man. We'll get it back for you.
First of many. Next Lions possession, Stafford.
Okay, now it's ridiculous.
Don't know. Deion Grant. Consecutive possessions end with picks. Led to another Seahawks field goal. And then, well, we're still going here. This is right to Josh Wilson, and this is only a pick 6.
Yeah, but let's remember, a lot of these interceptions came when they had the lead. You can't put Matthew Stafford in this position to fail.
5 interceptions. Lions lose, or Seahawks win 32-20. This after leading 17-0. All right, prime time performers. Who gets the honors? We'll have that for you next when we return.
Sunday Night Football on ESPN America. NFL Countdown gets you ready for a night of hard-hitting action. First up, the Bengals are in Pittsburgh to face the Super Bowl champion Steelers. The Packers host the Cowboys. And later, the Patriots face the Colts.
The Sheriff gets his man again.
Live Sunday Night Football on ESPN America.
Florence, a city rich in history, one of the staples of Western civilization where romanticism and art go hand in hand, usually forgets all about those qualities for one day every year. Steeped in almost 500 years of tradition and described loosely as a mix between football and rugby, with a good dose of bare-knuckle boxing added to the mix, calcio storico is not a game for those who are squeamish at the sight of blood. It's a sport where, for 70 minutes, friends become enemies. Calcio storico can be traced back as far as 16th century Florence. At that time, several soldiers used this game to train for combat. The only rule was, and still is, that you cannot hit an unconscious player. Fair enough. Over the centuries, not a lot has changed in the way calcio storico is played. But then again, that's where the beauty in this bloody spectacle lies. As players do whatever is humanly possible to score against opponents who will do the impossible to stop them. The game is fairly simple. Score on your opponent's goal and avoid being scored in any way humanly possible. Did I mention bare-knuckle boxing? Defense in this match is also rewarded, as any attempt on goal that sails high results in a half point for the defending team. Like any other action-packed encounter, the final minutes lead to an emotional ending. So amidst the traditional costumes, blood, and team-coloured smoke bombs, the battle comes to an end in front of thousands who celebrate the city's colourful and unique past. Stay tuned for more amazing games here on ESPN.
Need to find tickets for the big game or concert? At SeatWave.com, there are over 1 million tickets on sale now for all the latest live entertainment. And with all tickets 100% guaranteed, you'll find just the tickets you're after so you can catch all the action live. Buy and sell tickets at SeatWave.com for live American football, Autumn's Rugby Internationals, Muse in concert, and many, many more. SeatWave.com, the fan-to-fan ticket exchange.
Oh, what a throw by Joe Flacco. Flacco throws end zone. Touchdown! Flacco to throw. Quarterback throw. He runs it. Touchdown! He's got a man wide open. Mason's there. He's got it inside the 5. Touchdown! Ravens! He wants Flacco. He throws it to the 25. Flacco has it. 10, 5, and he's down there. He can do it all.
NFL on ESPN America.
The new NHL season continues on ESPN America. And every Saturday, we're bringing you a live doubleheader of hard-hitting hockey action. Score! This week, the Flames take on the Leafs in Toronto, and the Avalanche host the Canucks. A live NHL doubleheader, Saturday on ESPN America.
Well, clearly Dwight Freeney's been leading the way for the Colts defense. He has a sack in 9 straight games dating back to last season. Chris Johnson, woof, 41 yards shy of reaching 1,000 rushing yards for the season. And Miles Austin only had 1 catch Sunday against the Eagles, but it was a game-winning 49-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys' new go-to guy, averaging almost 23 yards a grab. You could say he's been a primetime performer for the last few games, but we do this on a weekly basis.
Right.
So primetime performer, who is it, Merrill?
Actually, performers.
Like it.
A group of men.
Like it.
The Bengal defense. Mike Zimmer, defense coordinator, that entire staff. You talk about shut down. Primetime performers, Bengal defense.
But Merrill, I do think you win this week. Well, mine's pretty darn good, too. Kurt Warner, they talk about quarterbacks having to have short memories. Disastrous game against the Panthers. 5 touchdowns against the Bears. He was awesome.
Touche. He was very good. And you know what? You love it when your head coach can fire up your running game. You saw Mike Smith get in there and get fired up. Michael Turner fed off that emotion. 18 carries, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. Second straight game with at least 150 yards rushing. Michael Turner, my prime time performer. And that'll do it for this edition of NFL Primetime. As always, we appreciate you watching. Thanks Trent Dilfer. It's Merrill Hodge. I'm Trey Wingo. Enjoy the Monday Nighter, Broncos Steelers.
You are watching. Pardon the interruption.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Healthcare passed the House this weekend.